Beautiful San Diego, California, one of the great places to visit in America, unless you're the Royals here to play baseball. After last night's loss, the Royals are winless in 7 games here. Jeremy Guthrie will try to put an end to that tonight on Fox Sports Kansas City. Royals baseball on Fox Sports Kansas City is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. It is a windy night in San Diego, and we hope blowing in some good fortune for the Royals for Game 2 against the Padres. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Last night's game just didn't make any sense. If you looked at the box score after the game, Yordano Ventura struck out 10. Eric Hosmer hit his first home run. Lorenzo Cain came back from the disabled list. He had 4 hits. Salvador Perez had 2 doubles, and they lost.
That's baseball, Ryan. It's amazing when they're finally getting the offense together. 16 hits, a season high. There were way too many positives to be down in the dumps now. This is baseball. They're going through a little valley. Hopefully they can come out of it. But last night was a good example of how they're going to do it. Continue to pressure. Hit. Hosmer finally got off the schneid with a home run. The pitching was fantastic, too. However, the bullpen had a few leaks. The bullpen is a good pen. They know it. They're going to have to get that together. Hopefully tonight's the night. They'll score some runs, get them early for Guthrie, and he can go on and do his thing, hopefully go deep in this game and rest that bullpen.
And Jeremy Guthrie, just like his mound opponent tonight, Robbie Erlin, he has not won since April the 9th. And in their last 4 starts, Guthrie's ERA just a shade under 5, but Erlin over 7. And he has had no run support at all, about a run and a half over his last 4 starts. So the Royals still winless here in San Diego. This is what I did today.
Sweet!
And this is what we hope Jeremy Guthrie does tonight. Throws strikes, takes advantage of the big ballpark, and gives the bullpen a rest.
first big league hit last night. How about the night for him? His first big league at bat came with the bases loaded. His second big league at bat resulted in a hit. He scored a run, had a sacrifice. A very special night for Giordano. Just made one bad pitch in that game. And welcome back to Petco Park. Joe Goldberg down by the Royals dugout. That bat that he got his first career hit with belonged to Gerard Dyson, but Giordano was looking for a bat that was the right size. Dyson lent that one to him. It is now in the possession and belongs to Giordano as a keepsake. First bat with the first hit, and that baseball that he had for the first hit are his. Said he got about 20 texts from back in the Dominican Republic last night, and Dyson was quick to point out it was not the bat. That was all the skill of Ventura, who really ignited the energy in that dugout. Now it is Jeremy Guthrie's turn to take the hill, try to end this losing streak. Royals baseball coming up next.
Chevy Truck Month. Visit your Kansas City Chevy dealers today. Buy the Missouri Lottery. Try the Missouri Lottery's new Lucky Sevens playbook. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. And the fans showing up tonight in short sleeves and shorts are in for a surprise. It is cold here. Temperature in the low 60s and windy. As the Royals, for the second straight night, will face a left-hand pitcher, and Ned Yost, aside from the number 9 spot, goes with the same lineup.
Good to see Hosmer picking up his game against lefties. 316, 458 average for Aoki. So those guys got to get on base for the guys to get them in. Score early like they gave Ventura some runs last night. Let Guthrie be able to relax.
And their first look, at least during the regular season, they faced him in spring training, 23-year-old left-hander Robbie Erlin.
They're going to see a guy who's going to throw 87 to 92 max. He's going to sink his fastball. He's got a little cutter he'll use in on righties. He's got a nice curveball and not a lot of command with his changeup, so he won't throw a lot of changeups. That's his third best pitch. But he likes to come inside on right-handers.
There's the crew chief, Ted Barrett. He is at first base tonight in his 17th year as a big league umpire, with Mark Carlson calling the balls and strikes, Paul Schreiber at second, and Will Little at third. Ball 1 to Aoki. 1 for 5 last night with a run scored. Got the call in the corner. 1-1. 62 degrees officially at first pitch. But a strong wind that is blowing in from center field. Aoki hits it on the ground to Jerko. One away.
Padres defense. We highlighted Christian Orfia because he's got some throwing skills. He's been able to show. Last season he had 13. He's got a pretty good arm. Good athlete. Runs good.
And he got that 12th inning rally started last night with a base hit. He was one of the 2 runs scored on the Will Venable game winner against Tim Collins. Omar Infante drives it up the left field line. That's a fair ball. So he turns the page on last night, going 0 for 6 in the 12 inning game, and he's at second base with 1 out in the first inning.
Gotta have him get hot again. He hasn't had an RBI in his last 6 games. First pitch, why wait around? This guy throws strikes. He's not a guy who's going to walk the park. He's got his 7 walks in 29 innings. So he's going to be around that dish. Be up there ready to hack. Got a smooth delivery, this kid, Robbie Early. Smooth delivery, a little bit deceptive, the ball kind of sneaky. It sneaks up on the hitters. Not real big. 5'11", 190.
And as a result, he was drafted in the 3rd round back in 09 by the Rangers, as some teams were scared off by his size. You don't see many pitchers 6 foot or under going in the 1st round. And then traded to the Padres in a deal that involved reliever Mike Adams. Eric, 3 hits last night, drove in 3, hit his first home run of the year. And now 9 of his last 11 home runs have given the Royals the lead, going back to last year. Two and 1. Our Toyota League leaders for tonight since April the 22nd. Hosmer and the rookie sensation Jose Abreu tied for the most extra base hits in the American League. So just the 1 home run, but 12 doubles. And the Royals' 3, 4, and 5 hitters all have 12 doubles, which is the 2nd highest total in the American League.
Nice. Just drive him in. That's his job. Picking up his average against lefties, 316.
May have been ball 4. Instead 3 and 2.
The opponents are hitting 370 off of Erlin with runners in scoring position this year. So that's a high number, and a number that the Royals have got to pick up. As a team, they're only hitting 241 with runners in scoring position. They got to improve that number. This is the kind of lefty that they can do it on.
Fastball cutting away from Hosmer, and he strikes out. 2 down.
Just got him off the plate. That's a good location for Erlin. Like he cut that ball away.
You know, that number you said too, Hud, where he has struggled with runners in scoring position. That is something that is even more impressive about Yordano Ventura, because it's common for a guy like Robbie Erlin, who's 23 years old. I mean, the young guys, as they say today, vibrate a bit when the critical situations come and they're not at their best. And 22-year-old Yordano Ventura is the opposite. Well beyond his years with runners in scoring position. He gets better, it seems, the more critical the situation.
Every Padre I talked to today were impressed with him. Ventura. Salvi looking for something up he can drive.
Two and 0.
Curveball had a little bit more bite on it than Eric Stoltz's did last night. Eric Stoltz threw more of a looping curveball. This one here looks like it's pretty tight.
Sal had 3 hits last night, 2 of those doubles, and he scored twice. Now 3 balls and no strikes.
Been seeing some Royals swinging 3-0 so far during this 5-game losing streak. See if he can take a pitch, get the guy in trouble. For a while. There you go, take the ball. Just don't need to swing 3-0. Certain situations, maybe, but too many. Infante was swinging 3-0 last night. You know, it's just not advisable to go up there and do that. See some more pitches. Show a little bit more plate discipline. That's what they're hoping for.
That's such a tricky topic. Let me get my enunciation down. Because if you hammer a ball 3-0, it's a great decision. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You get a 3-0 pitch and you hit a double or a home run, and, you know, what a good decision. But if you make out on 3-0, then it's the worst decision in the world. It's a very, very fine line. Alex after the first pitch and pops it up to the left side. Amarista backs up to make the play. So the Royals strand 2, Infante doubles, Perez walks, and now Jeremy Guthrie to the mound, no score. Manager of the Padres, tying him with his predecessor Bruce Bochy, who's now at the Giants. They are the 2 longest tenured National League managers. Here is his lineup tonight against Jeremy Guthrie.
Let's see what Jerko can do tonight. Second baseman. Now there's only been 4 guys that have really faced him. 5 guys in this lineup that have faced Guthrie. Is that Blackie?
That is.
Harry Ralston Black? Oh, Larry Sheets, you got to go. That's
a good breaking ball and an even better mustache, which he retired many years ago.
You know, in that visiting clubhouse at the K, there's pictures in that office, that manager's office, of all old-time managers and former people, and Buddy Black's pictures in there. A baseball card with that mustache. And I've talked to several managers in there, and I said, hey, you got any relationship with any of those guys in there? And they all look at that, and they go, look at that mustache on Buddy Black. And they'll take pictures of it and send it to Blackie.
Good start for Guthrie. 3 pitches and 1 down as he gets Venable, who won the game last night. It's got good shape to it. You know, it's not too bushy, it's not too thin, it's well formed.
All right, Mr. Guthrie, keep the ball in the yard. 12 of his 19 runs he's given up this year have come on home runs. So the key for him, use the defense, keep the ball down. Low strikes. 6 home runs he's given up to lefties, 1 to righties. and that's 7th most in baseball.
And including switch hitters, Bud Black has 5 left-hand bats in the lineup tonight. There's a good fastball at the knees, 1-1 on Everett Cabrera, who was one of the 2 switch hitters. He put an end to an 0 for 20 in last night's game, going 1 for 5 with a run scored. The Royals struck him out 3 times. It'll be a tough play. Cabrera can really run. Escobar did everything he could do. Cabrera's on with a 1-out infield single.
Let's go around the horn, brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers. Check out Lorenzo Cain. Low Cain, his teammates call him in center field. He can patrol the pasture without any errors so far. Escobar, quick on his feet, tremendous hands, and a nice throwing arm, but he's going to get some guys, but not Cabrera. Lorenzo Cain, he said he's thrilled to be back out there, and that 4-hit night really helped his swagger a little, he said. I feel good. Anybody feel good getting 4 knocks in a game.
Seth Smith, Padre left fielder, with Carlos Quinton on the disabled list, and he's expected back Saturday. Quinton is. And Smith had 2 extra base hits last night, a double and a triple. There's an extra base hit swing, and he's down 0-2.
Nice changeup went under his bat. That's a pitch there Guthrie's going to have to focus on against lefties tonight. Anything that can go away from him to keep those guys from pulling it.
Well, it's the goal of every pitcher. If they can dictate where the hitter's going to hit the ball, they want it to be in the air to the center of the field, but especially here with the wind blowing in. And there were some impressive home runs last night, Grandals, Jerkos, but there were some balls that just died in the gaps and to center field last night. And I think it'll be even more difficult tonight. Cabrera runs, and the throw, a good one, and a quick tag by Escobar. But Cabrera's in there with a stolen base.
Great release. Threw the ball just on the third base side of the bag. If he gets it over there on the other side, he would have gotten him for sure. Escobar might have gotten him, though. I'm not so sure, though. That's going to have him take a look at this. Tough angle there. And obviously Don Wakamatsu gave him the thumbs down to not replay it. It was not conclusive enough.
Clear and convincing evidence is the only way a call will be overturned.
That's Cabrera's 5th stolen base. Salvador Perez has caught, or actually he's thrown 23% of runners out, which is not his best average, but it's not too bad. Anything 30% is really good. Okay, here's a little different angle here. Looks like the fingers might have just beaten. And like I said, if the throw was perfect on the first base side of that bag, he would have gotten it.
Shallow left field, and it drops. No advance by Cabrera. So the Royals will take that. Smith gets a base hit with a runner at second base, and that runner does not advance.
Interesting. Cabrera, he's got good speed, but on this ball, he's right where he should be right there. Halfway. Now he's going back to the bag. That's a bad read. Now Gordon, I think he had a lot of respect for Alex. Alex planned on barehanding this, And had he caught it cleanly and Cabrera went to third, he would have gotten it. So there's some respect for Alex.
And now Yasmani Grandal comes up with 2 on and 1 out. It would be easy to say that Jerko's home run to tie the game in the 9th or Venable's base hit in the 12th were bigger hits than Grandal's 3-run home run, but his home run turned the game around. It looked like Ventura was going to cruise to a victory.
It did, and that was a no-doubter. 3-run home runs will hurt you. Solos don't hurt as bad. But that was a nice swing. You know, he was in swing mode that whole at-bat. He was fouling some pitches off, and you can tell sometimes when a hitter gets locked in, he's swinging at everything. He's not missing. He's just missing a few pitches, and then that little hanger on the inside part. I think he's got 15 to 20 home run potential.
2-1. Guthrie has allowed 7 this year. Tied for the second most in the American League. And as Hud pointed out, 6 of those have been hit by left-hand batters. 2-2.
See, the Padres have hit 18 home runs. 12 of those have been hit here at Petco.
Which really doesn't make sense. You'd think they'd be hitting more home runs on the road.
You would think.
Well, it's a more home run friendly ballpark than it used to be. It's still a pitcher's ballpark, but there are several parts of Petco Park where they brought the fences in, anywhere from 10 to 12 feet. Right field, right center, left center. Eric Hosmer's home run last night would not have been a home run 2 seasons ago. Cabrera was fooled, but he wasn't that far off the bag. He didn't pick up that move right away.
Yeah, Guthrie sold it pretty well. He's a good athlete, Guthrie is. He works around the bases. Looking for a ground ball here. Put him in the lane.
Or strike him out. And that's 2 for Guthrie in the first inning.
Yeah, he just blew that one right by him. Great location. Outer half, away from him.
And now Jed Jerko, who was hitting 159 when he came to the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning last night. And he got around on a Greg Holland 95-mile-an-hour fastball and homered to tie the game. Slider is outside for ball 1.
Quick bat. Stay out of there.
1-1. And it just goes to show how dependable and automatic Greg Holland has been when Jerko hits a home run, and everybody connected to the Royals is just stunned. He has still converted 47 of his last 49 saves. Up into the clouds. Sal and Hosmer, and Perez makes the play. The Padres strand 2 in the bottom of the first inning. No score.
hashtag KC Fan Photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Let's see what you got.
Danny Valencia, Alcides Escobar, and Lorenzo Cain in the second inning. Both teams stranding 2 in the first. Omar Infante doubled for the Royals. Salvador Perez walked, but Robbie Erlin got Alex Gordon to pop out to third.
Valencia is the only Royal to homer off a lefty this year in that lineup tonight.
At the knees for strike 1, and Danny drove in a run last night with a single. He did that in the second inning. Oh, and 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Robbie Erlin is in there in the Padres rotation, partially because of some injuries, and we were telling you last night about the Padres injuries as far as their position players go. Chase Headley, Carlos Quentin. Big curveball drops in for a strike, and Erlin now has 2. 1 down in the second inning. On the pitching side, they've had some significant injuries. They went out and they signed Josh Johnson as a free agent. Tommy John surgery. Casey Kelly a couple of years ago was their #1 pitching prospect. Tommy John surgery. Corey Lubke, Tommy John surgery. And if all 3 of those guys were healthy, they would be in the Padres rotation. There's Eric Stoltz. The Royals saw him last night. He gave up 3 runs in 4 2/3 innings.
Pretty sharp curveball there. Might have looked in, but it crossed the plate. Good pitch. You can see where Erlin's sneaky. Ball gets on you in a hurry. It appears it's coming a lot faster.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing about a pitcher. Sometimes you got to read. Is he deceptive? I mean, some of them are sneaky.
Yeah, I've seen a few fastballs tonight, and just reading the hitter's reaction. And speaking of reactions, how about Amarista? And he made 2 excellent plays last night's game, and now takes an extra base hit away from Escobar.
That's all it is. Third base. It's a reaction position.
But there's been a few fastballs tonight, Hud, just judging by the hitter's reaction. I'm looking at the radar gun and I see 89, 90. Did you face Sid Fernandez?
I did.
He kind of had that effect pitching for the Mets, where the way the hitters reacted and the radar gun didn't necessarily line up.
Although he was a power pitcher in his day. I mean, he threw mid-90s, but he hit a riser. He short-armed it, and it rose. It appeared to rise. And that fastball belt high was hard to square up. His curveball was the best one to hit because you could see it. It's a slow curve.
One and 2 on Cain, who came back from the DL last night, and all he did was come up with 4 hits. Batting now at .383. That curve stayed up. Amarista gets a big hop and throws out Cain. 3 up, 3 down in the second inning. No score in San Diego. question of the night. And remember, with the Sprint Family plan, everyone gets unlimited talk, text, and 1 gig of data for as low as $25 a month per line while on the Sprint network. And the more people added, up to 10 total, the lower your rate. And while you'll save as a team, all accounts can be billed individually. All right, 4 National League clubs off to fast starts. Who will maintain that? Brewers have been the biggest surprise so far at 22-11.
I see the Giants. Baumgartner, Hudson, Lincecum, Vogelsong. They got a real nice staff. They all stay healthy. I think they'll be there.
And it's one of those even years for them. They won the World Series in 2010 and 2012. Chris Denorfia entered the game late last night, but had an impact as he scored one of the 2 runs in the bottom of the 12th inning. Pops up a slider, and Hosmer out and into foul ground for the out. Well, coming up on the next homestand, the fan favorite is back, T-Shirt Tuesdays. And our first installment is only a week away. The Royals host the Rockies. The first 10,000 fans receive a B Royal shirt courtesy of Metropolitan Community College. The gates open at 5:30. 1-800-6-ROYALS or Royals.com/T-Shirt Tuesday. Blanks fouls it away. Big Kyle Blanks, as in 6'6", 285 pounds. Looks like he should be playing for the Chargers.
Wow, I thought he was a tight end.
One and one. Called up from the minor leagues yesterday. Xavier Nady, who spent a big chunk of last year at AAA with the Royals, was with the Padres, and he was designated for assignment when Blanks was called up. Blanks 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in last night's game. Now, I'm no hitting coach, but that looks like an uncomfortable stance. It looks like a big guy trying to drive a little car. Doesn't it? Doesn't it look like he's trying to crouch so he gets into the strike zone?
It does look a little uncomfortable. But I don't think he's going to do anything different than he did when he was in El Paso. In 27 games, he hit 265. He had 20 ribbies, 9 homers. Tied for second most in the PCL. Probably not doing anything different, but he has a little arch in his back. A little, yeah, it's kind of folded over some.
You got to really get into one here to hit it out to center field, and I don't think Blanks can hit it any harder than that. And Kane goes onto the warning track to make the play.
Down the middle, butt down.
So 2 down, and now Alexi Amarista, who hasn't done much with the bat lately, but his glove has played a big role in the first 2 games of the Royals. 0 for 4 last night. He did drop down a sacrifice bunt. 1 and 1. It's interesting. The Padres have 2 hitters in the lineup tonight. Amarista is one of them, who had faced Guthrie only once before tonight and homered. Alex back to make the play, and that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Guthrie's retired the last 5. No score. Off. A reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Let's take a look at Guthrie yesterday in batting practice.
Mike Swanson is really excited, you can see, to watch Guthrie hit.
Yeah, Swanee's back there. I don't know if he's videotaping him or what. But Guthrie is a typical pitcher. They don't work on their hitting. So when you do that, you're 5 for 51 in your career as a hitter. But he did get a knock last year.
Goes the other way. Good inside out swing. One away in the third.
Like that effort down the line.
Yeah. Ran through the bag, right? Hit the front of the bag.
Perfect.
Didn't lean.
Loved it.
Didn't lunge.
No, but he smelt a knock there. He thought he could have outran him.
Nori Aoki grounded out to second base in the first inning. Outside for ball one. Hud told you that Aoki has the second best average in the league against lefties. 458. That went down a little bit with his ground out. The hitter with the best average against lefties is also a left-hand batter, Shin Soo Choo, now playing for the Rangers.
Guys that have high averages against lefties that are left-handed hitters have the ability to keep their shoulder closed. They stay on the ball.
And now Blanks hangs it in the air, out at first base on a close play. No argument, no protest from Nori or from Mike Jersley, the first base coach. Don Wakamatsu will get on the phone just in case, and that didn't take very long.
It looked like he just touched the base with his foot, then he tried to tag him.
Erlin not about to give Infante anything good to hit this time around. He laid one in there in the first inning, and Omar jumped on the first pitch and doubled. Two and 0. Omar wiping away an 0 for 6 last night with that first inning double. He's had an 0 for 7 in his career. But I think just about every major league hitter that's been around as long as he has is going to run into a night like that. And that's below the knees for a walk. Robbie Erlin's second. And the Padres don't walk many. Last night in the 12-inning game, Padres pitchers walked only 2. Erlin got Hosmer with a cut fastball in the first inning. Fastball that was cutting away from him. On
May 14th, come experience School Day at the Cave, the most fun-filled educational day at the Yard. Take a field trip and come learn about weather with Fox 4's Chief Meteorologist Mike Thompson. Demonstrations start at 10 a.m., then enjoy the game at 1:10 as the Royals take on the Rockies. All students and schools can get discounted tickets at royals.com/schoolday. Oh, it was 90, and it looked like it was 95. Can't touch that up there.
You know, it looks bad when the hitter swings at a pitch like that, but Erlin's been so good down in the strike zone. You know the hitters are looking for something up.
He's guessing all the way.
And then a slow breaking ball strikes him out. 3 strikeouts for Erlin. He has gotten Hosmer twice. Still no score.
Title, Reverend Dr. Chief Barrett. That would be the crew chief, Ted Barrett. And let's explain a little bit here. Ted was ordained as a minister back in 2007, finished seminary and got his PhD last year, so that would make him a reverend. He also is a doctor. He is the crew chief, and this is a man that has married 10 different professional umpires, including a bunch that are up in the big leagues. That man who's on his staff here right now, Will Little, last night's home plate umpire, was married by Ted Barrett. Same as Jim Reynolds, Eric Cooper, Jerry Davis, Corey Blazer, Lance Barrett. See the nice easy play right in front of the chief there, and so he is a man that has a lot of titles. Also officiated or was there for the service for Wally Bell, umpire who passed in the offseason. And so the titles, guys, Reverend, Dr., Chief, he said in that order.
So you really have to be careful when you go out and argue with Ted Barrett. You have to watch your language, right, because he's an ordained minister. You don't want to get too tough with him because he's a boxer and once sparred with George Foreman. So it's a complicated deal when you go out and argue with Ted Barrett.
And if it matters, he rides a Harley. I saw him. I rode up right next to him in my car. I looked over and I saw him, and I'm honking the horn like a fan. I'm just waving out the window. Tester.
Played well by Hosmer and Guthrie. Venable is 0 for 2, and now Jeremy's retired 7 in a row. Did you ever get his attention?
Yeah, I did. I did. He just smiled. We were riding from Tucson back to Phoenix. So Guthrie getting some early countouts. That's good. It's important that Guthrie can eat up as many innings as possible. Ned's bullpen's been used quite a bit the last several games.
Everett Cabrera had an infield single in the first inning and stole a base. Padres got a pair of one-out singles in the first, but both runners were stranded. And Infante again. 3 up, 3 down, and now 8 in a row knocked down by Guthrie. That was a 7-pitch bottom of the third. Yeah, your chance to take part in Zubaz Palooza Day is Friday, May 16th at Kauffman Stadium. These one-of-a-kind pants won't be given out at the gate, so the only way to get your custom Royals Zubaz is by purchasing the special ticket package at Royals.com/ZubazPalooza. Those little guys are excited about that.
That was on the board here in between innings.
Packages start at just $25 for the Zubaz. And the tickets, Royals.com/ZubazPalooza, which is spelled exactly how it sounds.
Hey, there he is. He likes to come in on righties, and that's a good pitch there. A lot of righties are going to swing at that and hit a little ground ball to the third baseman. Salvi was disciplined.
2-1.
Milked his 11th walk his last time up.
The pitch was down and probably not a strike. And Amarista, and it's like there's 4 of him over there around third base. He throws out Sal.
Don't hit into this guy. Man, he's been good. Look at that quick tag. He's got great hands. A little sample. That was a great play with a clutch pick there. There he robbed Escobar. The play last night he made was spectacular at the time of game it was. That was a big run getting ready to score.
0-1 on Alex. He popped out to Amarista first time up. Now, if memory serves, you saw Amarista when he was first called up, right? The Angels system, right. Isn't he?
Nice player.
What was he projected to be when he first got to the big leagues?
Shortstop.
Okay.
But they had eye bars, so they were trying to move him to second. They had a kid named Gene Segura. He's a pretty good player too.
Now with the Brewers,
tearing it up.
It's almost like there's a secret field somewhere that the Angels own, and when they need a fast switch hitter, although Amarista's not a switch hitter, they just go into the field and pick one out of the ground. I mean,
had a good history.
Myceres Turris, Eric Ibar,
Howie Kendrick,
Sean Figgins, although he's from the Rockies organization, Reggie Willits. Who else? Amarista. I mean, they have the market on players of that style. Alberto Callaspo. 2-0 on Danny Valencia. He struck out looking at a big, sharp curveball in the second inning.
They've also helped the Royals out. Urban Santana didn't re-sign Vargas. We took him.
2-1.
Change up that he hasn't thrown very much. He's pitching Valencia pretty tough.
Three and one. There's that cutting fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch that started out. Valencia gave up on it, and then just a late break over the plate.
Sneaky.
And just a little bit inside. Grandal held it out there for Mark Carlson. And Valencia's on with 2 outs on Erlin's 3rd walk. And now Cetus Escobar, and we just showed you a few moments ago Among the fine plays made by Amarista in this series, he handled a shot hit by Escobar in the second inning. Curveball is low for ball one. Esky had a tough homestand. He was just 3 out of 20 against the Blue Jays and the Tigers, but he turned that around last night with 2 hits and a walk, and also stole 2 bases. Two and 0. So far, Erlin's done a really good job of keeping everything at the knees or below the knees. Amarista can't get that one. It hits the sidewall, and that probably saves a run. It kept the ball out of the corner. And just getting back in time is Valencia, as the Padres were heads up and seeing that he had rounded the base. Escobar has a double. Now Bud Black is going to go out and talk about it with third base umpire Will Little.
Dale Swaim had his right arm going all the way until Valencia hit the bag. Then he put the stop sign up. So Valencia did a nice job to get back to that base. I thought he was going to try to score him here. This hits the side of the wall there, and it kicked back. So Smith had to come in and charge. Amarista, he's waiting there. Okay, the throw goes right to him. Looked like he got his hand under it. Will Little, umpire, he's right there on the call. He's looking at it. Make sure he touched the base. That's an excellent job of putting on the brakes. When you're going full speed around the base like that, sometimes you can twist your ankle, you can slip. That would have been a big out. Now, hopefully they can make it pay. They're going to intentionally pass Lorenzo Cain, because Guthrie's on deck. So Guthrie's going to have a chance to help himself.
Here, another part of that slide too, Hud. This is something that you really don't practice, because a play like this doesn't come up, but Valencia was heads up enough to reach for the back corner of the bag. If he had gone straight into third base, Amarista might have been able to tag him out, but he got as far away from Amarista's tag as he could.
He's a good athlete. Everything right.
Watch how he goes to the back corner of third base, making it a tougher tag for Amarista. Jeremy Guthrie grounded out to first in the third inning. He is 5 out of 52 in his career as a hitter. Outside for ball one.
He's got 1 RBI. He has a chance to knock in a couple. Just a nice, easy swing here. Trying to do too much.
Shallow right field, and Jerko out to make the play. That was the first time Guthrie has ever batted with the bases loaded. The Royals strand 3, and still no score. Royals baseball is brought to you by Panera Bread, coming soon to College and King in Overland Park. And by your Midwest Ford dealer. Visit us at yourmidwestforddealers.com. Look at scenic downtown San Diego across the water. And right in the middle of downtown, Petco Park. Jeremy Guthrie has retired the last 8. And he gets the middle of the order in the 4th. Seth Smith, Yasmani Grandal, and Jed Jerko. Smith singled to left field in the first inning. He has 3 hits in the series. Two and 0. It is a very windy night. You can see Smith and opening umpire Mark Carlson, their shirts flapping in the wind as Hosmer comes back to the bag. So it's a great night to pitch, and especially for somebody like Jeremy Guthrie, who is a fly ball pitcher with no wind. This is a tough ballpark to hit in, and then you've got that wind blasting in from left center field. Slow curveball in for a strike to Grandal, and Guthrie struck him out with a fastball in the first inning. Outside. Grandal starting to heat up after a slow start, like several Padres. 0 for 1 tonight, but 5 doubles and 2 home runs in his last 8 games, including that 3-run blast last night that really turned the game around. That's why power is so desirable. You got a guy like Yordano Ventura just cruising along. He struck out 10, a brand new career high. 2 on, didn't seem like a big threat, and then whack into the right field seats, and the game was tied.
Out of nowhere.
Whack again, and there's a short porch near the right field foul pole, and he didn't need the porch. Grandal hits another home run, his 4th of the year.
Salvi wanted it down, and it was up, belt high. Mistake. And see how level that swing was. He didn't try to do a whole lot with that. When the ball's elevated, all you got to do is just catch it right.
Back with a strike to Jerko. So Grandal's 2nd home run of the series, and the 8th home run allowed by Guthrie this year, who gets a ground ball. And now his last 5 outs have been on the ground. Guthrie, for the most part, though he's a fly ball pitcher, keeping the ball down tonight.
See where this ball is located. Easy level swing. Hitters' eyes light up when they see it up in that area. Same way with Venable last night off of Tim Collins. Almost the same pitch. Anything that's elevated like that, you're taking a chance. And for Guthrie, that's the 7th left-handed batter to hit a home run off.
0-1 on Denorfia. And now 0-2. Guthrie now tied for the league lead in home runs allowed. I bet you'll never guess who he's tied with. That's somebody you would associate with home runs allowed, but David Price of the Rays Guthrie, a good fielder, but the throw not good as it gets by Hosmer. And DeNorfia, who almost ran into right field as he was rounding first base, will end up at second with 2 down.
He makes a good throw. He's got him. He's out of the inning. Guthrie's a good athlete. He pounces on balls and does a good job on these. However, his front side opened up too much, and the release point wasn't there.
And it's an error on Guthrie all the way. And now ball 1 to Blanks. That is 10 errors committed by Royals pitching this year. That's 1 more than all of last year. Up the middle, Escobar turns around, throws a strike to Hosmer. So he did more than keep the ball out of the outfield, which would have scored a run. He gets the final out of the inning.
Oh, gotta love the defense. Oh, timely. As the Royals host the Orioles, and join us for Buck Night and summer fireworks. Select items are just $1 at the concession stand, so you can stock up on hot dogs, peanuts, small Pepsi products, then stay after the game for the fireworks show, courtesy of Hy-Vee and Pepsi. Go to Royals.com or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets.
Erlin misses outside to Nori Aoki, who is grounded out twice, both times to the right side, to Jerko at second and Blanks at first. And that's what Erlin has done all night. He's kept his fastball either at the knees or below the knees. He has walked 4, which is a big number for him. One of those intentional. Now he goes the other way. Tough play for Cabrera. Great play by Cabrera.
In the big leagues, shortstops make these plays consistently. That's a beauty, especially on a speedy runner. Everything has to be right. Charging the ball, going towards the third base bag for the shortstop, very difficult.
As you'd expect, he pitches well here. His pitcher-friendly ballpark. Big numbers on the road. 6.5 ERA. Strike 2 Infante with a curve. He has only thrown 2 quality starts. That's at least 6 innings and no more than 3 earned runs. Omar on base twice tonight. He doubled in the first inning and walked in the third. And that'll be out of play. 1-2. Still 1-2.
He's throwing a lot of those curveballs. Got to see that ball up. When it starts up around your neck, or at least around your head, you can know that's going to be a ball you can hit. If it starts out around your letters, you better lay off it. It's going to be in the dirt.
He's only gotten a few pitches up. Infante jumped on one in the first inning when he doubled. Escobar's jumped on a couple with a line out to third and a double. Royals haven't made an out in the outfield yet. 2-2. Only outs they've made in the air have been infield pop-ups. Tough time getting pitches up and driving him.
Missing that hanger.
Still alive. Fonte has fouled off 5 in this plate appearance. Trying to work on Erlin's pitch count. He's only really had one long inning, and that was the 4th when the Royals loaded the bases with 2 outs. And it was Erlin's good fortune that Jeremy Guthrie came up with the bases loaded. And then he goes to a changeup for his 5th strikeout and wins the long battle with Infante. 2 down.
Perfect spot.
And now Erlin gets Eric Hosmer, who has struck out twice tonight, both times swinging. At the knees for strike 1. Royals with 4 players with 9 or more doubles. Only the Dodgers can claim that. Hosmer 12, Perez 12, Gordon 12, and Escobar hit his 9th tonight. He's got to be careful on a ball like that because he could hit the edge of the grass in foul territory and kick back to the left. Padres were counting on that happening, and Hosmer then decided to run it out.
Robbie Erlin, he's hitting his spots. He's really putting some of his pitches where he wants to. To strike out Infante on that changeup was just a perfect pitch. On the outer half away, keeping breaking balls away from the left-handed hitters.
Just inside, and again 89 miles an hour, but Hosmer reacting like it was 95, and he's not the only one tonight. That curve stayed up, and it's pounded out to Jerko, who fumbled. And the Royals are down in order in the 5th inning. Grandal's solo home run off the bat from the MLB fan cave takes the love of the game to the next level, going behind the scenes with the biggest stars in baseball and pop culture. Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Central on MTV2. Strike to Amarista. Jeremy Guthrie's allowed 3 hits in 4 innings. One of those hits, Grandal's home run into the right field corner. Amarista flied to left in the 2nd inning, hitless now in his last 14 at bats. But he's had an impact in this series with the glove. Delayed call by Mark Carlson. And Amarista questions him about that. 1-2. Slicing toward the corner, and Alex makes the play. 1 down.
Number 41, Robbie.
And now Robbie Erlin, who, by the way, bats right-handed. He is a left-handed thrower, but bats right-handed, which is not the best case scenario because his exposed arm is his throwing arm. Escobar will backhand, set his feet, and in time for the 2nd out.
Nice play by Escobar. Look for the Royals Player of the Month at rallyhouse.com/Royals, and you'll be entered to win a majestic prize pack from Rally House. Nice to have a strong arm. If you're a shortstop, you can rely on that. You can just rear back and crank him out.
Will Venable, in respect to his starting pitcher, was taking his time, going from the on-deck circle to the plate, allowing Erlin to get back to the dugout and catch his breath. Venable just 1 for 8 in the series, but that one hit was a big one last night. The 2-run base hit in the bottom of the 12th to win the game, and the Padres have now won back-to-back games in walk-off fashion for the first time since 07, 7 years ago. Left field, well hit, and into that wind, and Alex makes the play. Just a 10-pitch 5th inning for Jeremy Guthrie. Salvador Perez will lead off batting the 6th inning. Big night last night with a couple of doubles and 2 runs scored. Valencia coming up in the 6th inning. And our Sonic Slam inning contestant is Melanie Wood from Kansas City, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Melanie will win $1,700. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Melanie wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals.
Erlin's given up just 2 home runs this year, and both of them to right-handed batters.
It's been a great pitch for him tonight. Every pitch has been a good one so far as curveball, fastball, changeup.
He's locating.
One and one. Erlin has walked 4. Sal had 1 back in the 1st inning. And Sal's also grounded out to 3rd. Left field and deep and gone. Salvador Perez ties the game with his 3rd home run of the year. And congratulations to Melanie Wood from KCMO. Just won $1,700 in our Sonic Slam inning.
Yes.
That Salvador Perez home run.
Melanie, you just won. Salvador Perez, he waited for a hanger. That's 2 in a row he threw him. Lots of times a lefty gets the first curve over for a strike. They'll double up with it again, and Salvi said, nah, I don't think so. Tie game.
One and one to Alex. 0 for 2 tonight. Sal had a big night last night too. He had 3 hits, 2 of those doubles, scored a couple of runs. And he was victimized by Petco's dimensions last night, hitting one to the warning track in center field. As as Alex grounds out to first. And one down. Danny Valencia coming up, and we go to Joel.
Well, Ryan had a chance to talk to Danny this afternoon. It's a rare back-to-back start for him with back-to-back lefties. And, you know, he said his mindset is he comes to the park every single day expecting to play and preparing to play, because you never know. You got to be ready. His routine is different when he's not starting.
And Cabrera, man, he's got an arm on him, doesn't he? 2 down. Go ahead, Joel.
Well, unfortunately, one doesn't work out for him, but, you know, for him, he wants to be ready, because he said you can't go in there cold turkey. And the preparation is only different in the sense that he takes more swings throughout the game when he's coming off of the bench, and then when he's starting, he does all of his normal batting practice. But, Rex, you know that you have to have that mindset, and his mindset is, I want to be the guy every single day, and you have to have that.
It helps mentally. You got to have that focus, but I disagree. Sometimes you have to go in cold turkey. You know, you're not expected to play at all, and you're getting ready to go out for the game to sit and ride the pine for 9, and the manager comes up to you and says, you're in. Oh, great. Cold turkey. And sometimes that's even better. You don't have time to get nervous, sit around and think. Don't hit it to that left side. Rockets are good.
It's still only a 9-pitch inning. It all began with Salvador Perez leading off the 6th with his 3rd home run of the year, and he ties the game. Brent Framley question of the night. We thank you for participating. Half texting tonight think that the Giants will make it to the postseason. Most likely of the 4. The 4 National League teams off to a good start, 50%, followed by the Milwaukee Brewers, who were 22-11 going into today, and then they lost to Arizona, so 22-12. Everett Cabrera has been impressive on defense tonight. 1 for 2 at the plate with an infield single and a stolen base. Two and 1. So solo home runs tonight. Yasmani Grandal in the 4th inning off of Guthrie, and Salvador Perez in the 6th against Erlin. Line to center. Kane sprinting back and runs it down. Made it look easy.
Can't get anything over his head. Great break on contact. Turned the right way, took the perfect angle. Tracking.
And Seth Smith with one out. He singled in the first inning, grounded out to Hosmer in the fourth.
Ben's got to be thrilled with that pitch count. Sixth inning.
Not even to 70 yet. Don't want to look ahead too soon, but if Guthrie could go deep tonight, and then you have James Shields tomorrow, good opportunity to give most of the bullpen a break. Ooh, good pitch. There's some late movement. 2-1 on Smith.
Yep, he missed one. That bruise on Salvi's right calf still bothering, still sore. Let's see you get down on that knee. Even this time of year, players have a little something going on physically. Their legs or arms.
Smith has his second two-hit game of the series, and he's on with one out. As the throw comes in wildly, but backed up, and Smith had already gone back to first base. And now Yasmani Grandal. He homered in the fourth inning, and he homered last night. He has an extra base hit now in 6 consecutive games, which ties a Padres record for a catcher. Remember Terry Kennedy?
Yes.
I remember him catching for the Padres over at Jack Murphy Stadium.
Played a little bit with the Orioles at the end of his career.
Left-hand batter. Terry Kennedy was. Very high to center field. 2 down. And Smith back to first base. Remember, fans, you can follow every Royals game with the MLB.com @bat app on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You'll get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. And you can download it at the App Store or visit Royals.com today. Jed Jerko is grounded out and fouled out, 0 for 2. Slowly getting out of a deep slump in the first month of the season. He has hit safely in 5 games after hitting a big home run last night. 0-2 from Guthrie. Last year, Jerko had 23 home runs for the Padres. That's the 3rd most in Major League history by a rookie second baseman. And even more impressive that he did it playing for the Padres and hitting in this ballpark. Two and 2. And even more impressive, looking back at Jerko's 2013 season, 23 home runs and none in April. So he really did all that in 5 months. He has 2 home runs this year so far.
He won a batting title in 2011 in the Cal League at 365.
On the ground to Escobar. He'll flip to Infante, and that's the inning. So Guthrie's still in good shape as he's given up just 1 run in 6 innings.
But Tickets for Less also has the best tickets to all Chiefs games. Tickets for Less has Chiefs single game tickets on sale for all games. Your opportunity to take the family to see Arrowhead Stadium at an affordable price. Preseason tickets start at only $10 each. Check out ticketsforless.com for the best deal on Chiefs tickets and, of course, Royals tickets. And now we see Greg Holland out there, and we don't say this too often, but it is the day after a blown save for Greg, first of the year, and only had a couple of those last year. Guys, interesting talking to Greg. I asked him just how long it takes to get rid of a night like that. I used to see Joaquin Soria seem to really be able to get past it quickly, and he said, you know what, good or bad, I try to learn from every time I'm out there. Try to learn, take from the good, and learn from the bad. What he learned from last night, he said, was that he made a mental mistake. He was going up against a guy, he wanted to get ahead of him, but it was a hitter that was looking for one pitch, and he gave him that pitch, said maybe it would have been better even if I walked him instead of trying to get ahead of him, and he made that one mistake. But he said, you know what, I go back, I think about that, brush the teeth, go to bed, forget about it, and move on. We know that his demeanor is always really calm.
And that's what you have to have. Oh! It's not going to feel so hot. But you have to have a short memory if you're a baseball player. But that hit right on the back of his hamstring, his left hammy. And short memory for that as well, but he'll feel that for a few days.
Now we'll see Guthrie's bunting skills. He has 4 career sacrifice bunts and now make it 5 as he gets the job done and gets Kane up to second base with 1 out. So the potential go-ahead run in scoring position for the top of the order. Here's the Academy Sports and Outdoors starters comparison, and a lot to compare. Both have given up a solo home run. Big difference would be in the walk and strikeout categories, where Robbie Erlin has had a total of 9. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, and Guthrie really relying on the defense tonight. No walks and 2 strikeouts. And as a result, with all the walks and the strikeouts, Erlin's pitch count is much higher than Guthrie's. Or he looked like he was turning his chin over to the right, checking on Kyle Blanks at first base.
Yeah, but he needs to forget about that. This time of the game, he needs to knock that run in. Bunt's not going to get him in. Now, Kane, they're not holding him close. Now, Everett Cabrera's sneaking in a little bit, but Kane, he's getting a pretty good lead over there. If he can take third, take it.
1-1 on Aoki, who has 3 ground ball outs tonight. He's sped him around, grounded out to second base, first base, and shortstop.
Lorenzo Kane, in his mind, he knows I can take it.
2-1. This is Nick Vincent coming up in the Padre bullpen. We saw him last night. He gave up the home run to Hosmer in the 7th inning. Put the Royals in front 4-3 until the bottom of the 9th. Cabrera made a move for second base, so Erlin backs off the rubber.
So Lorenzo is going to do a quick shoe tie.
Two and 2. Well, we told you early on that Erlin has really struggled with runners in scoring position. 333, 10 for 30. He has pitched well tonight with runners in scoring position. Toward the corner, and Seth Smith will make the play. Royals now 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. And here comes Bud Black. So Infante coming up, right-hand batter, and he has Vincent ready in the bullpen.
Buddy Black's convinced he's going to leave him in. Could be a mistake right there. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. He's been good. He's due to knock in a run. Hasn't in his last 6 games.
Question is, will he get anything good to hit? Because Hosmer's on deck. And Hosmer's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts against Erlin. So there is pitch number 1 that would fall into the not good pitch to hit category. This is back in the first inning. Two pitches in the not good pitch to hit category. There's 1, 2-1. Now I don't know what Bud Black said to Robbie Erlin, but I've always felt if you're not going to pitch to a guy, put him on. I think more things can go wrong when you, especially when a guy's at 100 pitches, he might be beginning to tire. You try and pitch him carefully, and that's usually when a guy makes a mistake.
Hopefully he does here.
changeup. And he struck out Infante with that pitch in the 5th inning. 2-2.
Might just stay with it. He hasn't missed with his changeups tonight. And typically for him, that's not a consistent pitch for him. It's his 3rd pitch, and he doesn't have a lot of command with it coming into this game, but he's really shown command tonight.
Blocked by Grandal, and now 3-2. Infante tied with Aaron Hill of the Diamondbacks for most RBIs as a second baseman with 19, but he's gone 6 games without an RBI, and now he grounds it to third. Wrong side of the infield to hit it to. That ball's hit pretty good. So he got a pitch to hit and grounds out, and the Royals strand Kane in the 7th inning. Royals baseball is brought to you by Steel. Find a helpful servicing Steel dealer near you. Visit steeldealers.com. And by Academy Sports. Right stuff, low price every day. Well, we've seen 5 home runs in the first 2 games of this series. In a place where it's very difficult to hit home runs. The Royals have hit the fewest in the American League. The Padres have hit the fewest in the National League. 2 solo home runs tonight. Grandal for the Padres in the 4th inning, and Perez for the Royals in the 6th. Chris Denorfia is 0 for 2. He reached on an error committed by Guthrie, a throwing error in the 4th inning. Denorfia is the best hitter in the major leagues with 2 strikes, if you go by batting average. And Escobar, nice play, handling the short hop, and throws out Denorfia, who is 0 for 3.
Speedy runner, got to come and get it, just like he did. Kyle Blanks tried to get a base hit on Escobar in that 4th inning.
Escobar, our MTP of the game, the most trusted player, brought to you by the most trusted brand, Honda.
Thought he could sneak one by him, but he's really too good on his light on his feet. I mean, He's quick with a great throwing stroke, and that play he just made against Denorfia was a solid play. Big league shortstops, Ryan, it's really hard to get any kind of hits by them.
That's something that's unexpected for a young player coming up from the minor leagues. Now, Blanks has been here before many times, but young hitters come up from AAA. They know the pitching is going to be better. Line to right, but slicing and back into Aoki. He may have lost it for a moment in the lights, and 2 down. But the thing that usually surprises young hitters when they get here is how many hits they lose to better defense.
It's an eye-opener.
Alexi Amarista has flied out to Alex in left field twice. And if we get to the next spot, Nick Hundley will bat for Robbie Erlin. 9 pitches in this inning. Sorry, Hud. 8 strikes from Guthrie.
All right, now I was going to say Salvador Perez on his knee is as tall as Amarista.
Still 0-2. Amarista listed at 5'6". Been in the big leagues with the Angels and the Padres.
Okay, talk about routine. Oh, couldn't have been any better. Darn it.
That's an old school jacket there.
Surprised by that miss.
Swinging Friar logo. Guthrie just over 90 pitches, and in this inning 12 pitches, 11 strikes as he gets the Padres in order.
Cruising.
Game as Panera takes us around the league, and Cleveland gets the win. And interesting that it's Brian Shaw coming on for the save, not John Axford. Detroit wins their 7th in a row. They belt out 18 hits. White Sox over the Cubs, and Seattle right now is doubling up Oakland. That is in Oakland, and the Royals head to Seattle after tomorrow's game. Justin Smoke getting it done with the RBI double for the Mariners as they lead that one, scoring all 4 runs off of former Kansas City Royal Jesse Chavez. That's our Mazda game break. Ryan, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Joel. And here is lefty Alex Torres in a Chevy call to the bullpen. We saw him last night pitching a scoreless inning. And he has been scoreless now in his last 11 outings with a tiny ERA, 0.69. And the Royals will give him at least 2 left-hand bats coming up. Eric Hosmer, followed by Salvador Perez, and then another left-hand hitter in Alex Gordon. So Hosmer goes from one lefty to another. He was 0 for 3 against Robbie Erlin, who gave up just 1 run in 7 innings. He did walk 4.
Torres will go 86 to 92 with a fastball. He'll sink it. He's got a slider, curve. Change-ups to righties.
Eric Hosmer, before last year, was a .230 hitter against lefties. But going back to the beginning of last season, he has hit .318 against left-hand pitchers. One and one.
Makes him dangerous. For a swing on Torres, he looked like he was trying to pull it. Or think opposite field and then adjust in.
Hosmer grounded out to second last night against Torres. Two and one. All 5'10", 165 pounds of Alex Torres out of Venezuela, first signed by the Angels in 2005. Two and two. If you were with us last night, we were telling you the amazing stat in regard to Torres. Last year, he was the second pitcher in 50 years to allow fewer than 10 hits to his first 100 batters. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And to be exact, 8 hits allowed against the first 110 batters that he faced last year.
It's pretty good.
Time that Hosmer has gone down on strikes tonight. 1 down in the 8th.
He's filthy. Put everything where he wants it. He was jamming him with a couple pitches up and in, setting up that away. That's how you set up a hitter.
Ball 1 to Sal. He's responsible for the Royals' run tonight and tied the game at 1 with a home run leading off the 6th inning against Robbie Erlin. Going for another one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He made Melanie Wood a winner of $1,700 that last swing he took in his last at bat.
Change up. 1 and 2. Mounted sharply to Cabrera, and 2 down. I thought about this last night. Watching Torres pitch, thinking, who does he remind me of? And it just hit me. He reminds me of Johan Santana. Santana about 5'10", maybe 5'11", a left-hander, also from Venezuela. And the tip-off for me tonight, I remember Santana would be way over on the third base side of the rubber like Torres is right now, and Santana would drop his hands down in his lap like Torres does. That look like yes. Johan Santana?
Yes.
Alex is out. Tough series for him. 0 for 10 as he Grounds out to second base. Another scoreless inning for Torres and the Padres bullpen.
Fans, as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game.
Sneeve.
Well, they look like they're a little confused why the Royals have not won a game in a while. That's what they're trying to figure out. Tonight is the night.
Now is Sneeve him or her or both?
I don't know, it doesn't say. But how about Guthrie? 92 pitches here in the 8th inning. Only one mistake. That was to Grandal.
This is Nick Hundley pinch hitting for Alex Torres. It's not going to bother you that Torres won't come out for the 9th inning.
No, you know, Torres is nasty. And I'm not the only one. It's those Royals that got to hit him. Yeah, get him out. Bring in somebody else.
That'll be foul into the left field seats. 1-1. Jeremy Guthrie just at 94 pitches as he begins the 8th inning. Last inning, he threw 12 pitches and 11 strikes, getting the Padres in order. It'll be Hundley, Venable, and Cabrera in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2.
Hundley's Bud Black's guy off the bench. This will be his 15th pinch hit appearance. He's got 5 hits, 1 RBI. One of the toughest jobs there are in baseball. No doubt we'll be seeing that here today and tomorrow. These guys come in and pinch hit for the pitcher.
Jammed him. And Aoki in right field will put it away for the first out. Well, good to see those guys sitting down and resting, because over the last 2 games, the bullpen has been the equivalent of a complete game. In fact, more than that, 9 1/3 innings, 166 pitches. And tonight, no pitches as Guthrie throws ball 1 to Will Venable. 96 pitches now, 1 run in 7 1/3 innings, and no walks.
He's been awesome. He's that one fastball they gave their catcher. He turned on it.
3-0. Venable is struck out, grounded out to first, and flied out to left field. Three and one. Guthrie now with a season high 7 1/3 innings. And that's his first walk as Venable is on with 1 out.
Didn't miss by much.
Telephone. That's Greg Holland starting to get loosened up in the event that the Royals get a run in the top of the 9th inning. It's probably part of his normal routine no matter what's going on this time in the game. Cabrera with an infield single back in the first inning. He's also lined out to deep center on a nice running play by Kane. And he bunts foul. There was a time when the comparisons were made between Everett Cabrera and Rafael Furcal. Switch hitting middle infielder. Strong arm, good with the glove, good speed. Cabrera led the National League in stolen bases 2 years ago. And he was probably on his way to leading the league again last year, but he got caught up in that biogenesis suspension that cost him 50 games. Venable does not have a stolen base, but he's a threat. He had 3 consecutive seasons where he had at least 20 stolen bases, and all he's done this year is attempt 1, and he was thrown out. Close. Venable runs, swung on and missed. Venable is out at second base. So he's 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts. And that is out number 2.
Perfect throw. Great transfer from glove to hand. Salvador says, this time I'm going to put it right on the mark. Infante getting there just a tad late, but the throw was perfect. Salvi gunned him. Big pickup for Guthrie. Now he's got 2 strikes. See if he can finish him off.
Play. Guthrie now at 106 pitches, and he's only given up 1 hit since the 4th inning, and that's when Grandal homered to put the Padres in front until Salvador Perez tied it with a home run in the 6th inning. Hosmer will field, Guthrie will cover. And that's the inning. Guthrie faces only 3 with 8 excellent innings tonight. To the 9th, Valencia, Escobar, and Kane in a 1-1 tie.
time brought to you by Miller Lite. Salvador Perez says this is what an all-star catcher does. Goes deep for the only run and throws out his 6th base runner of the year. Salvador Perez, both sides of the ball. Yes.
Padres go with their closer, Houston Street, in a Chevy call to the bullpen. He appeared in the game last night and pitched a scoreless 10th inning. 10 for 10 in save opportunities. Gerard Dyson will bat for Danny Valencia to begin the 9th, followed by Alcides Escobar and Lorenzo Cain.
This will be Dyson's first attempt at a pinch hit this year, and hopefully he can get soft, drop a little bunt down, get on base, and set it up for Guthrie. Guthrie, man, I'll tell you what, Ned has got to be thrilled with what he's got out of Guthrie. That's before the game we were talking about saving that bullpen. Guthrie's early pitch count, I mean, he got some early outs. It was just tremendous effort. Now you got to get him a win here. Get Holland back in there. Street, sinker, slider.
Dyson had a bunt last night. It was a sacrifice bunt.
Okay, third baseman, he's coming in, but the first baseman Blanks, he's way back at first base. Dyson, just all he has to do is bunt it towards the first baseman Blanks, and he can walk into first.
One and one. One and two.
He's got that nasty sinker that goes away, and he's got a slider that comes in. Occasional changeups. He'll throw to lefties.
Got a piece of it and stays alive. And then it's hard for a hitter just to keep track of Houston Street when he's pitching out of the windup. He moves so much.
I'm surprised he didn't try to bunt. I mean, he just showed it. He wasn't making an effort.
And the bunt attempt, or at least when he showed bunt, looked like he was thinking about third base and not first base. Very shallow center field. Tough play for Jerko, and he runs it down.
We talked about how sneaky his sinking fastball is, and there he is behind the screen. See how he darts back over the mound. Very unusual style.
He's not even using the rubber. I mean, he starts on the pitching rubber, but when he takes that wide step to the first base side of the mound, I don't think he comes back down on the slab, does he?
No, it's unorthodox. I mean, it's crazy. He doesn't dig a hole. Look, he just stands there. Been doing it for a long time.
Okay, so he's on there. 0-1. Escobar 1 for 3 with a double. He's also lined out to third. There is nobody on the Royals roster who has a hit against Houston Street in the past. Escobar back up to 275. He has as many hits in the first 2 games here as he did in the 6 games against Toronto and Detroit. 2-1.
Good time for a double. Third baseman Amarisa, though, he's kind of covering that bag over there, so it'll be hard for Escobar to sneak one by. He did earlier.
Good swing. 2-2. Royals have just one hit since the 6th inning, and that one hit was a home run by Salvador Perez to tie the game.
I'm going to answer the call, Guthrie. Fantastic job tonight.
Three and two. Season high 8 innings. Only 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, so he used his defense all night, and the only error committed was by Guthrie, which began as a good play, running off the mound and grabbing a tapper with his bare hand, but then he threw wild to first. Got him to chase that 3-2 pitch, which was down, and wild toss. Escobar is safe with 1 out.
Blank's not exactly sure whether to come all the way and get that or not. There was a little hesitation there. And when you try to flip the ball with your glove over there, you're looking for trouble. Escobar, he smells it right here. He's going, okay, that's better than a bunt. Yeah, you got to have a little bit better control with your glove, and that first base glove, you know, that's a large mitt, so he didn't quite have the feel of it like a middle infielder would, and it stayed in his glove too long, and fortunately for Escobar, he didn't hurt himself.
That was a dangerous slide. So it's a hit for Escobar. He has 2 in the game, and of course he's a threat to go. He leads the Royals with 7 stolen bases. He had 2 last night. Lorenzo Cain has been on twice tonight, and he's been on base 6 times in the first 2 games. The league has only thrown out Escobar once. Stolen base attempts. Oh, 1.
Got him a good pitch up. You don't see him leave many pitches there. He just missed it. And you don't see a lot of closers throw over to first base either. Now, Street's not your typical closer as far as he didn't just blow it by guys. A little courtesy move over there to Escobar. Moose on deck.
Escobar runs, pitches down and away, and Escobar steals second base. So now he has 8.
Great takeaway. Grandal hasn't thrown out a runner this year. 0 for 16.
Pitch was up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
313 hitter Lorenzo so far early in the season with a runner at second base. The Royals have not gotten a hit with a runner in scoring position yet tonight.
Holland getting ready for the 9th if the Royals score. If not, looks like it'll be Wade Davis, as Mike Moustakas is going to bat for Jeremy Guthrie.
Denorfia in right has a good arm.
Escobar takes off for third, and he is safe. So in 2 straight games, he has stolen 2. The shortstop Cabrera is motioning to the Padres dugout. I think he wants the Padres to maybe not challenge the call at third, but challenge whether Kane swung. Escobar is clearly safe.
Lorenzo did a heck of a job to lay off of that slider. That's the pitch that that Street wants you to swing and miss on. That's his out pitch.
Bud Black was stunned to find out that Kane didn't swing on that last pitch.
A little sac fly here.
Escobar runs back to tag as Blanks makes the play in foul territory. Here he comes. He is.
That's a great try. First baseman Blanks, not a first baseman by trade. Wasn't a bad effort. Home on a 100-foot foul ball. Blanks does a heck of a job getting that throw off, and he put it on 2 hops, and it was close. It looked like his front foot might have gotten in there. He tagged him on the shin. I don't know. I would have liked to have replayed that. You can see he's looking for a tag, but Escobar's foot got in there. And you can't blame Escobar. That was a great try, especially Blanks, not a typical first baseman. He was fortunate enough to get that throw. And let's see if Escobar's left foot didn't get in there. Close.
Well, remember, clear and convincing proof to overturn the call.
But isn't it worth a try? Okay, just one challenge in 16 games they've had at Yost. That, the way his team is going right now, needed that run big time. I don't understand why they didn't replay that.
So Wade Davis, and he gets the meat of the Padres order. Seth Smith, who's had a good series, 4 hits, 2 extra base hits, followed by Grandal, who has homered twice, and then Jerko, who homered last night. Oh, and 2. ball, 2 strikes. The question about reviewing too, and this would be interesting to ask Ned Yost about, is how much do they rely on the player? Because there was no protest from Alcides Escobar. Escobar, I didn't see him jump up and try and persuade the bench that he was safe. There's a good hard breaking ball for a strike to get Seth Smith, 1 down in the 9th inning. And if the player who is closest to the play as anybody, if he's not protesting, well, I wonder how the bench reacts to that.
Well, I mean, I'm just, you know, in my opinion, I would have checked it. I mean, what can it hurt? Because we saw a couple of different angles, and to me, maybe an umpire in New York sees Escobar's foot cross the plate before the tag. Oh well, it's moved on now. Davis doing his thing. He struck out at least 1 batter in 12 straight outings. Now make it 13 straight outings.
He was good last night. He pitched the 8th inning, 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. And he's 0-2 against Grandal, who has homered in the first 2 games. Last night's was a killer. The Royals had a 3-0 lead. Yordano Ventura looked as good as ever, ended up with a career high 10 strikeouts. And Grandal hit a 1-out, 3-run home run in the 6th inning to tie it. Cutter over the outside. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wade Davis.
Cutter's been an excellent pitch for him. Keeps him off his fastball. His curveball's been dangerous. He's got a changeup he'll use once in a while, but mainly it's that cutter curveball. Straight 4-seam fastball. His teammates call him Waiter.
Well, it was the bottom of the 9th inning last night when Jed Jerko tied the game with a home run. And he's after the first pitch from Davis and fouls it away. He is fouled out, grounded out twice, both ground balls to Alcides Escobar. Cutter, man, I mean, Jerko convinced that that thing's straight, and he unloads his swing, and it just runs away from him. Ooh. Wade Davis. 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts, all looking.
Oh! His teammates call him Waiter. I'll say, Waiter, check please.
Jack Link's beef jerky all season long. Jack Link's beef jerky, feed your wild side. Extra innings for a second straight game. The Royals and Padres went 12 last night. San Diego winning 6-5. That was the Royals' longest game in innings this year. Now Dale Thayer will pitch the 10th inning. Look at his ERA, 0.56. And he pitched a scoreless inning last night, working around a couple of walks. Mike Moustakas hits for the first time, and he takes strike one.
Here we go again.
1-1. Moustakas 1 for 2 last night with a big hit in the 12th inning with 2 outs, driving in a run and putting the Royals in front 5-4 briefly as San Diego came back with 2 in the bottom of the 12th. Moustakas going the wrong way as the ball was dropped by Grandal. 1 away in the 10th. Coming up after the game, Boulevard Royals Live with Joel. Reaction from the clubhouse. We'll hear from Royals manager Ned Yost. I thought last night history was going to repeat itself, because before last night, the last time that Greg Holland had blown a save, he gave up a home run to Raul Ibanez at Kauffman Stadium, and then Mike Moustakas won it with a walk-off home run in extra innings. Well, last night Greg Holland blew a save, giving up a home run, and Moustakas got a hit in extra innings. But the Padres scored 2 in the bottom of the 12th.
Thayer, 88 to 93 mile an hour fastball. He's got a little sinker, 2-seamer, got a sharp slider, and he'll throw some changeups to some left-handed batters. Comes right at you.
Very impressive in the mustache department.
That's right.
The late Rod Beck, remember him? He pitched here and pitched with the Giants.
Hey, that's a good comparable.
He had a small furry animal on his face too. You don't grow that in a couple days. Full count on Aoki.
He's trying to milk a walk.
Jerko fields and throws him out. 2 away in the 10th inning. Dale Thayer, we told you last night, drafted out of high school by the Cubs in the 47th round. So he decided to go to college. And when college was over, he wasn't drafted at all. He was signed by the Padres at a tryout camp out of Chico State here in California. Bounced around with a few teams and back to where it all started with the Padres. Ooh, he's got a funky delivery. I could see where it'd be tough to pick the ball up out of his hand.
That's some nasty 2-seam movement.
Another ground ball. Thayer gets the job done, and we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Still a 1-1 tie. Alcides Escobar has a 2-hit game, 2 more stolen bases. He was gunned down at the plate to end the top of the 9th inning on a double play after a pop-up. Wade Davis. It was like a man pitching to boys in the bottom of the 9th inning when he struck out Smith, Grandal, and Jerko. And now he gets to Norfia, Blanks, and Amarista.
This, I don't feel too comfortable right now. This team, the Padres, have had 2 consecutive walk-off wins. And they have a little bit of mojo going from that. So Davis is going to have to be careful where he locates. This team, the Padres, they believe. They're like, oh, we're hot, let's do it again.
Last night was their first back-to-back walk-off win in 7 years. If you're wondering about 3 consecutive walk-off wins for the Padres, you have to go back to 1986. And Davis is ahead 1-2. Norfia is kind of a good luck charm for the Padres. When he plays well, so does the team. In wins, he hits .375 with an on-base percentage of .400, and when they lose, he does not play well. Right side, and Infante can't get to it. And it was DeNorfia, remember, in the 12th inning last night, who led off with a single, and that led to the 2-run inning.
Just got through. They were playing him a little bit to pull up the middle. Fonte couldn't stop him. Wouldn't have thrown him out anyway. He will run.
And some speed at first base. DeNorfia 5 for 5 in attempts. Padres are 1 for 2 tonight against Salvador Perez. And he's got a big lead over there. Davis with a quick move. Fastball by him, 0-1. Blanks has had a bad luck night at the plate. He is lined to the warning track in center field. He lost a hit on a good play by Escobar in the 4th, and then he lined to right in the 7th. He's also had the defensive play of the game. He made the throw from foul territory to gun down Escobar at the plate. Close again, and DeNorfia is back in time.
Key play, 2-hopper and a short hop pick there. Escobar, did he get his foot in there before the tag?
Yeah, it sure looks like it from that angle, doesn't it?
I think it could have been replayed.
Snap throw to first, and DeNorfia is back.
Sabi is so quick. If you're a base runner over there, you've got to know he's going to pick you off at first if you get too far off.
Hosmer almost nudged him off the bag.
Nothing wrong with slapping that tag on a guy.
One and 2 on Blanks. Tough night for the Royals bullpen last night. Ned Yost had to use them quite a bit. Royals suffered 2 blown saves. One in the 9th and one in the 12th. And now 2-2. Denorfia looked like he may have flinched a little bit towards second base. Maybe not. He was a little slower getting back, so he might be thinking about taking off.
He's having some second thoughts, though, with that move. I mean, Davis is keeping him close. And he's getting the ball home to Salvi quickly, so if he does attempt to go, Salvi could nail him with a good throw.
Lang strikes out. So it's 4 strikeouts in an inning and a third for Davis. And 1 down in the 10th inning. And now Amarista 0 for 3 and 0 for 7 in the series. Closer.
Man, he looks like he's getting that ball right where he wants it to Hosmer.
Very high, ball 1. One on Amarista.
He'll be tough to steal on. If a pitcher's under 1.3 seconds, that gives the catcher, who's one of the best in the league, Salvador, a good chance to nail him at second base. And Davis looks like he's anywhere from 1-1 to 1-3, so he's quick home.
And Denorfia in a situation like this one, he's not going to go unless he gets a good jump. Not very big, but he was going for it all. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Great spot, up and away.
To Infante, out at second, double play. Wade Davis pitches 2 scoreless innings, 4 strikeouts and a double play as we head to the 11th.
Waiter, check please.
Link's Beef Jerky all season long. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Wade Davis gets the game into the 11th inning. 3 strikeouts in the 9th and faced only 3 in the 10th. And now Nick Vincent takes over in the 11th inning.
Battle of the bullpens, and Padres have been good. So has Vincent. Another guy with good mound presence. Comes right at you. Fastball, it'll sink it, little cutter, slider. Excellent cutter.
And he will get Hosmer, Perez, and Gordon. Vincent gave up the home run to Eric Hosmer last night in the 7th inning, which put the Royals in front 4-3. Just got it over the wall in right field.
They have been pitching Hosmer perfectly all night. Everything's on the outer corner.
Well hit to left field. And Smith will have it sail over his head, so Hosmer gets to Vincent again, and he's at second base with the leadoff double. And look at that emotion.
All right, they tried to stay out there again on him, and this time he got his long arms extended out there, and he powdered that ball. Seth Smith might have tracer burns on his face. That ball went going over his head like that and hit the base of the wall. Hosmer says, all right, I'll take the double. Somebody pick me up, please. Let's get a W and let's stop this losing. Great stroke.
Little side of Eric Hosmer we don't normally see, who remains calm. And now Sal, he drove in the Royals run with a home run tonight, trying to go the other way and at least get Hosmer over to third.
Nice swing, good idea.
Sal hit the home run against Robbie Erlin in the 6th inning. He has 4 hits in this series, Sal does, and 3 of them for extra bases. Again trying to go the other way, and it's 0-2.
Okay, now you're on your own. If he comes inside and you want to pull it, go ahead. Look at this. 4 has been the magic number till the last few games. Scoring 3 or fewer, 0-15. Time to change that.
Shallow right.
He's got a good arm.
And Hosmer won't test it. All right, Hud, here comes your big hit. Alex 0 for 4 tonight. 0 for 10 in the series. 0 for his last 13. Okay. So that's due with a capital D.
That's right.
And then Billy Butler, he'll bat for Wade Davis as the pitcher spot is the number 6 position after a double switch earlier in the game. Low for ball 1. May have been out of the strike zone. 1-1.
Yeah, but not a bad idea. A good stroke. He's trying to lay that out there in left field there on that one.
Well, for those of you back home, Game 3 of the series will be later today.
Coming up shortly, but someone needs to step up and get a big run across the plate. Big hit.
Broken bat. Jerko didn't get a glove on it. Here comes Hosmer around third, and he is safe. So Gordon does get the big hit, and the Royals lead 2-1 in the 11th inning.
Right man, right place, like you said. Overdue for a big hit. Not just a big hit, any hit. This one right here, that bat died a huge hero. Hosmer coming around. Nice slide. 2-3 hopper. He's able to get his hand in there. No contest this time. Got to make it hold.
That puts an end to an 0 for 13. And now Billy Butler with a chance to drive Alex in. And that ball's hit very well to right field. DeNorfia with a long run. He doesn't get it. Alex is around third, and the Royals have come up with 2 in the 11th inning.
There you go. Billy Butler coming through, scoring Gordon from first base with a shot. That's what Ned's talking about, saying, come on, guys. Make it happen. Billy knew he barreled it. DeNorfia ran out of room, kissed the wall. Maxwell will run for Billy. Don't stop there. Keep it coming.
Strike to Eske. He's had a good series. Billy seeing one pitch and hitting an RBI double. Escobar, 2 hits, 2 stolen bases tonight. 2 hits, 2 stolen bases last night. 0-2.
Bullpens are like any other aspect of the game. You're going good for a while, but then eventually they'll catch you.
Out of play, still 0-2. 2 doubles and a single in the inning for the Royals. Hosmer doubled with 1 out. Gordon singled him home. And Billy Butler, as a pinch hitter, saw 1 pitch and doubled to right. And just making sure that Don Wakamatsu saw it.
Good to see him back. And you know, coming into this 3-game series in the National League Park, we knew Billy would have an impact off the bench.
Maxwell will tag as DeNorfia makes the play, and his throw is cut off.
Number 6, Lorenzo King.
Kane on base twice tonight. Intentionally walked in the 4th inning and then hit by pitch in the 7th. He had a 4-hit game last night coming back from the disabled list. The Royals are coming out hacking against Vincent in the 11th. Nick Vincent, who grew up a Padres fan in San Diego County, drafted out of Long Beach State. 1-1. That's his trademark pitch there, that hard cutter slash slider. And he gets a strikeout to end the inning, but the Royals strike first. 3 hits, 2 doubles, 2 runs, and they've given Greg Holland inning off of him last night and started the 2-run rally tonight with a double. Alex drove him home, and then Alex scored on a double by Billy Butler to give Greg Holland a couple of runs to work with. So back in the saddle right after blowing his first save of the year last night, and it'll be Yonder Alonso pinch hitting for Vincent, and then the top of the order after that.
Okay, time for a 1-2-3 inning. Strike one.
Just foul. The blown save last night, the result of giving up a home run to Jed Jerko with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Padres ended up winning that game in 12. And Alonso had a roll last night in the Padres win. He doubled in that 12th inning, and he, along with Denorfia, scored on Venable's 2-run hit. 0-2.
Players like to get right back out there after not being able to do their job the way they wanted to. And Holland, very even kill. He wants this one big time. Splitter coming.
Nasty. 1 down in the 11th. Now, you sure it's a splitter?
Well, it's 50-50 chance. that's a split finger. The slider can't go that way unless it backed up.
Jeremy Guthrie went 8, gave up the 1 run. Wade Davis lights out in his 2 innings with 4 strikeouts. And now Venable, he won the game last night with a 2-run hit. And he grounds it up the middle. Holland fell down in his follow through. And Venable's on with 1 out. Well, it's a good thing he fell down because you don't want him grabbing that ball with his bare hand.
No.
Everett Cabrera, 1 for 4 tonight. Strike over the outside in 95. Oh, and 2.
Just a lethal combination for a closer to have mid-90s to upper 90s fastball and a split finger, because the hitter has to look for the fastball. He's got to look for that. And then when he pulls the string and that thing goes away, you're already committed. You're going to look like that. You swing at it.
Venable runs, and that's risky. And he is out again. Why would he be running down by 2 in the 11th inning? But thank you.
Yeah. Salvi says, Salvi was waiting for that. Wasn't even a good jump either. The ball's down in the dirt. Salvi knows exactly where to put that ball. Now, it didn't have to be a perfect ball down at the bag, but passion's there. I saw the passion last night out of these guys. They did everything they could have done, except the bullpen just faltered a little bit on it. But offensively, they got their hits. The energy's there. Just going through a bad spell, and that's going to be another out.
Ball game. 2 strikeouts, a runner caught stealing in the 11th inning, and the Royals' 5-game losing streak is over. They win here for the first time, and they win in May for the first time. And Eric Hosmer, on the 3-year anniversary of his major league call-up, had a big game as he got a 2-run rally started in the 12th inning. Royals win it 3-1 in 11. We'll be right back.